turn on my laptop so I can actually record the words we're saying.
I like your style. I
mean,
got new glasses.
If you think that's a good idea, I guess. I don't know why you want to.
I got new glasses, and I'm still not sure how I feel about them. I actually really like them, but there's something weird with the nose piece going on. They like don't sit on my face right or something. I don't know. I gotta go get them adjusted again. But they're made of titanium, so I feel pretty fancy.
Could you just get your face adjusted instead?
You know,
it sounds like something you'd say if you were threatening to beat somebody up. I'll adjust your face.
Oh my God, such violence. That's ultra violence. Adjust my face. I will tweak your face, sir. Artem, I'm trying to podcast. Why do you keep talking in hip chat? So these notifications distract me. I'm also, actually, he's not really distracting me from the podcast as much as he is distracting me from the Bulls game.
The podcast is also distracting me.
The podcast is also distracting me from the Bulls game. Like, come on, don't we know that the Bulls are playing? Man, they have not made a single shot since I started watching. Maybe I should turn it off.
No, keep watching. So I got tickets to the Cavs Portland game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we were in the 13th row, like between the Cavs bench and the entrance area where they come in from the locker room.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal because I paid $25 for my ticket.
That's kick ass. Did they win?
I'm going to take that as a no.
I don't even know. I don't even know what happened because I honestly did not check the scores like that day or whatever.
Oh my God, my laptop! I haven't turned it on in like since whenever we last did the podcast, and it is just like freaking out.
Yeah, that happens. I know I've been meaning to turn my Acer Chromebook on, but I haven't turned on since I got my Flip. But I'm like, oh my God, everything in Chrome is just gonna lose its shit, and there's gonna be like 17 updates, and oh my godness.
My Flip made me sign out of Chrome OS the other day because something broke.
Yeah, mine has done that twice, but I run the dev channel, so yeah, I kind of expect it.
I just do the beta one, which I guess is still, fair enough, but I almost lost a post in WordPress because it was like, you need to sign out to get this file from your Google Drive. And I was like, screw you, Chrome OS. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Chromios.
That's right, you're basically just a stupid cereal. Okay, we're recording. And that. And okay. Is Matt alive? No, it looks like his video definitely just dropped.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like he's just sitting there looking down, but it's actually he's frozen.
It's like he might be really depressed because I asked if the Cavs won and they probably maybe didn't, and now he's like, oh my God, now I have to relive it.
Just going through a never-ending time loop of the Cavs losing.
That would be one of my favorite time loops to go through.
Yes, sports rivalry. Good old sports rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, team, go, something.
Oh my God. Well, no surprise here, but the Bulls are playing like shit tonight.
All right, everybody, we are all 14 of you. We are waiting for Matt to return. I may have to give him a link.
Oh, and Fred has seen enough because the score is 19-11. Fuck my life.
I've sent Matt the link.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm going to punch somebody in the face. This mouse just absolutely makes me want to die.
You're gonna adjust their face.
I'm going to adjust my mouse's face.
It sounds like a good time.
And let's see here. So yeah, it's 5:31. Those of you who are joining us for the live show for the first time, based on the sound or the short clip we published today, we apologize. We are running a minute or two late while we wait for Matt to return here. He should hopefully be back momentarily, unless like his house burned down or something. In which case, he probably won't be back.
Artem sure is hating on 2010 era Android police in the chat room right now.
Is he? Is he talking about how shitpost everything was?
Oh my god.
Via
Oh.
Android spin.
Woo! Oh, we had a via Android spin? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That was before I joined the site, so I just want to point out I didn't have anything to do with that decision.
I'm pretty sure that might have actually even been before I was part of the site. So
Yeah, that's we're going way back when. We're digging deep.
digging deep.
That's like 6 months after the site was launched.
Yeah, it's getting well, it was March 2010, I think Artem started it.
It was March 23rd.
Yeah.
I know that because I share a birthday with the site.
Like to the day?
To the day.
Oh man, that is eerie.
That is
Yeah.
really weird. That is really
Artem will
Wow,
never
you're only
fire you
6 years
just out
old.
of kind of a sense of
You're only
Eastern
5 years old.
European superstition.
Because in Ukraine, birthdays are very important.
They could be. I don't know. I've never
Yeah,
bothered to
just
ask.
assuming.
I know it is important in Ukraine. Pickled vegetables. I
Oh,
went to Artem's house.
Like-
He had a jar of pickled tomatoes.
did-
Actually, they're
so,
pretty
like,
good. I was surprised. I don't like tomatoes. These pickled tomatoes were pretty delicious. So, okay, Matt, are we good to go?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, my internet just went out for no apparent reason, so there's
That's
that.
good.
But
You know.
But you,
Yeah, that's-
but I asked you if the Cavs won when you went to the game.
they did win when I went to the game.
Okay. Did you? Oh, so you actually recorded that video of Kyrie and Shumpert dancing,
I
or
did.
whatever the hell they were doing. Yeah, that's
I did.
that's awesome.
Yes, it was awesome.
That's actually pretty cool. I
Oh,
can't
should I get
stand
my
Iman
something
Shumpert, but that's still pretty
fired
cool.
up to play back the voicemails? Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's a really good idea.
I like to think of Cam. I like to think of Iman Shumpert as the Black Wayne Static.
You know what? Don't make me like him because I love Wayne Static and I miss him so much. Like I was just listening to Cult of Static. Like I went on a spree where all I listened to was Static X's last album for like a week straight, and I was super depressed because I never got to see them live. And I was thinking about how much I love Wayne Static, and now you just likened Iman Shumpert to Wayne Static. I don't know what to feel.
Okay, I have our voicemails pulled up, and we are ready to go.
Okay. Well, then we should do a podcast then.
You should go.
What? Do a
Let's
what?
do a podcast.
I don't really. I don't
It's
know.
like radio for the internet, Cam.
Mm.
In case you were confused.
I
about
did.
that.
I wasn't aware of what it was, so I thank you for that.
Okay, good.
Hey, we can't start yet because I have the wrong date in the spreadsheet.
Oh my God.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
fix now. Fix now. We're good.
Okay.
Welcome to the Android Police Podcast, your weekly audio source for all things Android. It is Thursday, December 10th, 2015. I'm your host, Matthew Smith.
I'm David Ruddick.
I'm Cameron Sorensen.
I'm Ryan Whitwam.
So it's been a while since we've done a show, but if you subscribe to the podcast, you already know that because David was nice enough to remind you, everyone, that we're back tonight. And it's just in time because David hasn't actually ripped on the Pixel C for a while, and it released this week. So
Yes.
we thought we needed a good, solid hour of time where you could rip on it as much as possible.
I mean, just read every review of it ever. That's pretty much all the ripping that needs to be done at this point. It's pretty much what everybody probably should have kind of expected.
I didn't expect it.
It is ridiculous that Google did not manage to get the multi-window stuff figured out for this release. Like, this is the product that would have made the most sense for that feature, and it just doesn't exist yet.
Well, it's like Ron posted a thing today. I mean, it's kind of understood by several people at this point, and we understood this to be the case, that originally the Pixel C, codename Ryu, was developed with Chrome OS being the IE, what it was going to run. And so the Chrome OS team, the Pixel team, they were working on developing this touch-optimized version of Chrome OS. I mean, Chrome OS already works with touch, but it's not, I wouldn't say touch optimized. Like, it could use some touch target size work, and maybe the virtual keyboard could use a little more stuff. But they were apparently working on this touch optimized version of Chrome OS, and then they tried to keep doing it, and they're like, this isn't going to work for a variety of reasons. Maybe they were running out of time. Maybe the merger of Chrome OS and Android made them think this was just a bad idea because all their work was going to be redone by another team, perhaps. And then they decided apparently to try to make it a dual boot device for a little while there. Chrome OS on one end, Android on the other, best of both worlds, or worst of both worlds. I mean, depending on how it was going to go. And then that didn't work. I don't think that was a very long-lived idea. And then apparently somebody's like, listen, we need to actually ship a product, so just put Android on this thing. Just do it. Just put Android M on there and just go. And that's what it sounds like what happened. So they had no time to actually develop any unique software features for the Pixel C by the time it came to market. And as such, it came to market as a normal Android tablet, and normal Android tablets aren't very good, aside from occasionally being cheap. And the Pixel C is not cheap at all.
No.
Yeah, it's $500, which is, I mean, I'm sure it's a very nice Android tablet, but it's still an Android tablet that does pretty much the same stuff that a $250 Android tablet does.
Or even $99 Nexus 7.
It's $500.
Sorry, what? You cut out there, Matt.
I said it's $599 for 32 gigs, and
I think isn't it $499?
I'm sorry, it's $599 for 64 gigs. So if you even want to expand the memory, I mean, you get up to $600 range.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's iPad Air 2 money.
And the keyboard dock is $150, and it just, I mean, Android does not really make sense with keyboards. It just doesn't.
It doesn't at all, and it makes even less sense if you try to use with a pointer, which obviously the Pixel C doesn't have, because Android with a mouse is basically torture, because everything is designed for touch interaction. So, I mean, the Pixel C team kind of got screwed, but maybe they screwed themselves a little bit, too. I don't know. I think that the whole Chrome OS and Android becoming one sort of, maybe a little bit thing, really threw a wrench in the works here, and the Pixel C team was probably, I feel like this was a managerial decision. Like, listen, you guys can't make a special touch version of Chrome OS because we're kind of doing that over here, but it's not going to be done in time, and it's not going to be the same thing you guys are doing. So you go do something with Android, and you just have fun. This product was very much shot in both legs before it launched.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. So I haven't read the reviews. Are there anything specific performance-wise, or?
Yeah, there's some jank being cited, some touchscreen responsiveness issues that people are talking about. I'm guessing that'll get fixed. That sounds like Google, not ready firmware issues, or maybe it's a touchscreen controller firmware issue or something. And then general responsiveness issues, which surprise with the Tegra processor having responsiveness issues, despite benchmarking like a face melting beast, still doesn't necessarily feel very quick all the time. I'm not sure what any other issues anybody else has noted. I know it gets stupid good battery life.
Yeah, well, that's nice, but I mean, Android 6.0 is pretty good on a
Android's
lot
just-
of devices.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it curb stomps the iPad Pro for battery life. Our test wasn't like it was like 5 hours longer or something ridiculous. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, I mean the screen is apparently quite nice. I mean, I'm sure it's very nice to look at.
Yeah, it was hard to tell when we were looking at it because it was in a like very poorly lit, like extremely yellowy lighting situation, so everything looked terrible when we were looking at it in there. So it did seem bright. I will say that. It's an OLED screen, isn't it?
I think it's LCD, isn't
Oh,
it?
is it LCD? Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm wrong. Don't listen to me. Yeah, I don't buy it. Just so that's my advice. Don't buy it. Does anybody else have a different opinion than to don't buy it?
I cannot form an opinion based on other people's reviews because I feel like that is not a smart thing for me to do. I will wait until I get my review unit, then tell you if you should buy it or not. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Yeah, like the hardware seems cool. Like the little light up the charging thing. It's kind of neat. But what do you without split window even with split window? If this tablet got split window, what would be appreciably better enough about it that you would want a $500 Android tablet? Because it's not like split screening makes the iPad a master of multitasking and productivity either. It's still basically just a tablet.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a $500 Android tablet with a probably pretty janky keyboard attachment, or a $280 Chromebook Flip, which is immediately 1,000 times better for productivity.
Yeah, like if you want
Works
to actually
pretty well as a tablet. I mean,
if you want to actually get something done, Chrome OS just makes so much more sense than Android. I mean,
It really
Android
does.
it's a mobile OS. It's a limited experience. Sort
Well,
of by design.
and when I bought the Flip, the whole reasoning behind it was I'm tired of having a tablet and a laptop and a phone that I take everywhere, especially since my phone is fucking huge. I mean, so I started doing a lot of the stuff that I used to do on tablets on my Nexus 6, stopped using tablet altogether for months, and just used the Flip for everything. Now I'm kind of at that in-between spot where my tablet stays beside the bed, and if I want to look something up real quick or play a game or read, and that's it, I will do that on the tablet, but I don't usually take it anywhere with me.
That's my tablet use case too.
Yeah.
It sits next to the bed.
Yep,
Definitely.
and that's what I use it for, and that's my Shield tablet, but my Chromebook Flip goes almost everywhere I do because it's so light and just so easy to just toss in my bag. I just take it pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that if an Android tablet had split screen, I would certainly like that more. I would like to be able to have like the AP chat room and a web page, or the AP chat room and like a word processor or something up at the same time. That would be nice. Because I mean that's one of the things that I always do on my Chromebook and computer is I have two windows side by side so that I can actually do multiple things.
Yeah, I don't even usually do that on my Flip that often.
No, I don't either.
I
Yeah.
keep almost everything full screen all the time just because the resolution is low and the screen is
Yeah.
small.
I mean,
But
on that computer, it would be maybe not worth it to split screen things. But I mean, on like my Chromebook has a 1080p screen, so I can split screen stuff and not hate myself. It's still a little tight, but
right.
I find
What's the Dell? How big is the screen on that?
it's 13.3.
Okay, so the Chromebook Flip is what, 11.7?
No, I think it's 10.3.
It's 10.3. Jesus, I mean, no, it's like it's trying to work on like a piece of paper.
Yeah, and I honestly
Smaller than a piece of paper, actually.
Yeah, it's
Because piece of paper is
10.1.
8.5 by 11. That was a very stupid thing to say.
It's 10.1, so it's like traditional like
Wow.
netbook size from back in the day.
You are.
Man.
It is crunched. Like there's no way I would ever I could see like picture-in-picture video is like the one thing maybe I would want. Because that's can be handy sometimes. I use that on the iPad sometimes even because it does work pretty well.
Yeah.
But on a tablet that size, even split screen doesn't hold a huge amount of appeal for me. I mean, there's some people who say they really want it, but whether or not it really makes a difference at the end of the day, especially when an Android tablet, like if you tried to run like Office Online on an Android tablet, which I guess you wouldn't have to because you have the apps, but even just Can you imagine running Google Sheets side by side with Chrome? Like, I'm pretty sure the battery would just catch on fire. It's just these things don't necessarily feel well optimized in like modal, situations. Whereas side by side, like it makes me nervous already about crashing and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Plus, I mean, with going back to like the Chrome OS thing, the keyboard shortcuts are just so good on Chrome OS versus Android. I mean, like with Android, it just seems like it's going to be really cumbersome to try to switch between windows. I don't mind everything being full screen on the flip because I can just, I can navigate through open windows and open tabs so fast to go back and forth, like between if I'm writing something in the chat room and whatever else. And with Android, that's not the case. It's not going to work like that. I'm going to actually reach up and touch the screen or hit the recent apps button on the keyboard and scroll through. I mean, I know it's going to be a pain in the ass. And then there's going to be redraw and
redraw. I hate redraw.
Redraw makes me furious. That is the biggest anti-productivity thing in Android is the damn redraw. Like if I'm trying to do something quickly and it's going to reload, like you just wasted 3 seconds that I needed to do something else.
I don't think I've ever seen Chrome like hold on to a page for more than a few minutes after I've left the app. It's ridiculous.
Nope, never. I never have either. I mean so that's why I basically said I wasn't going to make an opinion about the Pixel C, but I basically just made an opinion about the Pixel C without trying it.
Boom,
so
did it.
I apologize to my past self for doing what I said I wouldn't do, and I also forgive me.
All right, great. Now that we've decided the Pixel C belongs in a trash can, let's move on.
Yeah, maybe we should move on to the other product that was announced at Google I/O that launched with features it should have had but didn't. Chromecast Audio got updated this week with multi-room streaming, so a little Sonos-like action there. David, does this make this work fine? I'm still not sure.
I don't know because I only have one. So also apparently anybody who has tried it and it's not working yet, despite the Chromecast app being updated. So maybe there's another update to the Chromecast app that needs to happen, or a firmware update to the Chromecast Audio. It's not clear yet.
I would imagine it's a firmware update to the Chromecast.
Yeah,
Audio.
apparently there's V1.16 and 1.17, but somebody said they have 1.17 on all of theirs and it didn't work. But maybe there's a 1.18. Maybe we just aren't there yet.
Maybe there is.
So what you can do with this new feature, it's pretty cool, especially for $35 a piece. Basically, you just you open up the Chromecast app, it sees all your Chromecast audios, and then you can put them into a group. How exactly this works, we don't know yet because nobody's been able to do it yet that I'm aware of. But it will let you do that, so you can set like a group of like main room or bedroom, etc., etc., etc. Whole house. I assume you can make multiple groups. Even with overlapping speakers and stuff. And then when guests come into your house, they can select the speaker groups too. So they don't have to worry about making sure when they want to control the playlist that it goes through the right speakers and stuff. It also, the update today brought higher resolution audio playback, which, I mean, if you care about that, you care about it. If you don't, there's no reason to care. Then there is, for people outside the U.S., this actually could have been really annoying with and we're going to Chromecast video now. There was an issue where Chromecast basically only outputs content in 60 hertz, and so if you were watching 50 hertz content, which is a lot of natively produced European or just basically not U.S. television, it would cause frame jitter. So depending on how fast your TV's refresh was, or maybe the resolution too, it could have been very noticeable. You would have basically 50 hertz content trying to upscale to 60 hertz, which means that basically those numbers don't divide well into each other in terms of upscaling, right? They're not direct multiples of one another. So the idea is that in the new update for Chromecast, you can force the Chromecast to go into 50 hertz mode. Which a lot of streaming boxes know how to negotiate automatically, or you can set it yourself. So that could be a big deal for people who are having trouble with that. There's now a native offers UI in the Chromecast app. That is new. They tweaked the device layout, the device page or device pane layout in the Chromecast app too. So that has been updated. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it as far as what happened. Like I said, the Chromecast audio multi-room thing, it's not. I don't think anybody has it yet, and it's also not clear if you can put video Chromecasts in the audio multi-room groups. So we'll have to wait and see if that works.
I probably wouldn't count on that either.
I wouldn't count on it either.
That would just be weird. It would just be weird. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it would make a whole lot of sense. But it's crazy to me that Chromecast audio literally costs a tenth of a Sonos Connect. A tenth, and it does the same thing.
It really does, and I mean,
especially now that there's multi-room support, because that was the one thing that, like, I would have this discussion with people, and they're like, oh, well, Sonos can do multi-room. I'm like, well, it's coming to Chromecast audio, and they're like, yeah, but when? Well, now, bitch, now.
So the difference is, if you care about audio quality, which I have to speak about anything audiophilistic in a very kind of voice.
I appreciate that you do.
So, if you care about people thinking you have enough money for a Sonos system, like that's
also, so the Chromecast, the best way to get the best audio quality out of the Chromecast is to use a Toslink mini connector, not an analog 3.5 stereo connector. So if you can do the optical audio out of the Chromecast, that's the best way to do it. Basically, because that means whatever you plug it into is doing the decoding or the digital to analog conversion and amplifying it. Whereas if you use a standard 3.5 millimeter stereo cable, the Chromecast is converting the digital audio to an analog signal and then using an amplifier to output the signal through the 3.5 millimeter connection, which is probably not going to be as good quality as what a Sonos box thing would create with its DAC and its amplifier. Yeah, so that is the one maybe reason. Whether or not that's worth anything remotely near the money for 99% of human beings.
Yeah, when most people are just streaming
probably not
MP3.
Unless you're the kind of person who talks about 96 kilohertz, 24 bits. It's probably not relevant to you, and those people are going to do whatever the hell they're going to do anyways.
If those people have Sonos already, so.
Yeah,
they don't have Sonos because Sonos does not support like 192 kilohertz and 30.
Well, they'll just listen to everything on their Pono or whatever that thing's called.
Yeah, they can.
I'm
can stick that Pono somewhere. And
I'm in some music groups
in an optical audio connection.
I'm in some music groups on Facebook, and every once in a while, those like music as in musicians, and every once in a while, a conversation about that kind of shit will pop up, and I'm just like, oh my god, you people, I'm gonna it's seriously like, if there was a way I could digitally share vomit, I would, because oh my god, I hate it so much. But so how do you hook the optical? I've got two Chromecast audios, so this is kind of ridiculous that I'm asking this. How do you hook the optical into the Chromecast audio?
It's actually the same port. So you have to buy a Toslink mini connector. So you'd have to go on Amazon and then so it's actually, if you actually look inside the Chromecast audio, if you take out the power, the USB cable, and then plug it back in really fast, you'll see a red light come on in the 3.5 millimeter connector as it's trying to detect if there's a Toslink cable connected.
No shit.
Yeah, so
that's awesome. I'm gonna order one of those. I have two Chromecast audios.
$6 or something.
Like I said, one of them is still in the box. I never even took it out of the box, and I have barely used the first one that I got. This multi-room thing makes it more appealing, though. To me, I think that's pretty badass. I'd like to play with that some. So that's pretty cool. I actually had to do a bunch of research on systems that support multi-room and Wi-Fi audio systems for a magazine article I'm writing, and Chromecast audio, and of course Sonos and Qualcomm AllPlay and Apple AirPlay and DTS Play-Fi and all this crap. God, I didn't realize there were so many of them out there until recently.
Oh, and DTS, their app is so bad.
DTS, I'm Qualcomm's Play-Fi might be okay. DTS, AllPlay from Qualcomm. I think I said Play-Fi, but the Play-Fi thing is just dumb. And then there's that one WISA. I guess it's pronounced WISA. It's just like a group that they're making retardedly high-end systems. Like, they're all custom, handmade. I mean, they're like thousands of dollars, and I'm like, what the hell is the point of this even existing?
It's it's at a certain point, it's the same reason people buy high-end watches because they feel like the price tag justifies this level of crap. I don't want to get onto an audiophile rant, but basically, if you're spending that much money on audio gear, you're never going to listen to anybody who tells you your money's not being wisely spent. And if you can't afford it, then it doesn't matter to you to begin with. It's so annoying and awful and dumb. But the people on the internet who believe it, like, you may as well try to convince Donald Trump that he should let Syrian refugees into the United States. It's just like it's not possible. Like it is just blinders go on.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, like during all my research, like that's when I really realized what a great value Chromecast audio is. I mean, it is easily just absolutely above and beyond the best value on the market. I mean, even more so, the Chromecast video is a great value, $35 for everything it does, compared to like $50 for a streaming stick or $100 for a set-top box or $300 or whatever for a premium set-top box. It's not even that broken down on the audio side. It is $350 or $35, and that's it if you want something that connects to the system you already have.
Yeah, I mean, no, the Chromecast audio is great, and I feel like it's probably going to get a lot of crap from people who care about sound. But for average people who just have a stereo that they want to smarten up, it's still a great product. Yeah, it's way better than the Bluetooth junk that's out there.
Absolutely. The only thing that I don't like about it is like I had it connected to a speaker. Actually, when I was testing it out, I had it connected to a Bluetooth speaker, just using the auxiliary because I wanted to see what the difference was. And then when I turned the speaker off, normally I just turn the speaker off and it stops streaming Bluetooth or whatever. I turned the speaker off and it just kept streaming forever, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, because it doesn't. It's not a
right
live
and
connection.
I
It doesn't
why
understand.
after the fact, but I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of annoying. But
yeah, that's true.
I need to find my Chromecast audio. I have it's around here somewhere. I was looking for it so I could look at the port, but I thought it was right behind me, but it is not there. So who knows?
Yeah. All right, so
yeah, there's a part of me that really wants to go out and get a Chromecast audio, but the fact that I don't have anything to hook it up to is kind of a downer.
Yeah, if you don't have a use for it, then it's like.
I could see if you don't have anything to hook it up to, why it would probably be a dumb thing to buy. Because
I can hook it up to this.
That's a really good idea. Except,
I mean, because the Bluetooth that's on here already is not good enough.
What is that?
JBL Flip 2.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a Flip, but you're kind of grainy, so I wasn't sure because.
Hey, you're grainy.
I know I am. I know.
So we do have we have another
life.
musical audio sort of topic to broach.
That's right. Play Music family plans rolled out this week. So I have a family, but I don't want to share my music with them. So I don't know. Have any of you guys gotten a chance to use this yet?
Oh yeah, I signed up the second it went live. I've been waiting for this so my wife and my oldest son could share, because my wife's always like, oh, I wish I had streaming music, but she's like, oh, I'm not going to pay for that. I'm like, well, you can sign up for Play Music or Spotify. She's like, no, I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for that. And then, of course, my kid's always like, every other day, he's like, hey, Dad, can I get Spotify? And I'm like, no, first off, if you're going to get anything, it's Google Play, and I'm not going to give money to Spotify now. And he's like, but can I have it? I'm like, damn it, kid, I already told you no, stop. So anyway, I was just like, when they announced this, I was so happy. So the second it went live, like, I wasn't even home. I'm like, oh, yes, let's do this. So I signed up for it immediately, and so I got my wife and my oldest son on there. And, I'm probably going to add maybe my sister also, because she pays for Spotify now, and I'm like, here, I can just, why not? But the only thing that's weird about it is the family payment option.
Yeah, you can buy anything in the Play Store with it, which is super weird.
It's obviously the framework for something.
Yeah, they've got something else planned, and this is just the first piece of it.
Yeah,
but I also think it is about it's about preventing people from abusing this too, because would you give your direct family members potentially access to the credit card you use for the Play Store? Yeah, maybe. Would you give your friend who you talk to once a week access to your credit card to use on the Play Store?
I
probably not.
totally agree with that. I totally agree with that because that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, this makes sense why they would do that because honestly, I was going to have at least two spots left over, and I was like, I was talking to these two friends of mine about it. I mean, they're a couple, they're married, and I was like, hey, I could just throw them on there. And then I saw that, and I was like, oh, never mind. I am not doing that shit.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
like these people, and I kind of trust these people as far as you can trust friends goes. No, you don't get my credit
I
card
mean, but
information.
I feel like this is also just sort of it seems more likely to me that this is not like Google just doing this to keep people from sharing it because people aren't going to understand the credit card thing. Even though it says it in the setup process, people aren't going to get that, and there are going to be purchases made that people did not intend to make, and
Well,
it's just
that's
it's
and
gonna suck.
Can
honestly
you?
though, I can't see that. That's on those people because it is to me it is super easy to understand the family card thing. If you don't read it and you don't pay attention, that's your own damn fault because it was so easy to understand when I signed up and I already got my son's phone to see how it was going to work. Like if he went to try to buy an app and it clearly says family payment method and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And I explained to him what it was and I said, if you use this without talking to me first, you lose your phone, no second chances. That is it, period.
So I'm curious to know more about how this payments work. So obviously, if you put you designate one of your payment methods that you already have in there as the family one, is
My
that
primary, yeah, it was my primary, which is my main debit card because that's what I
okay?
usually pay with.
So
And
if I have PIN protection on my account, does that not extend? So
no,
they would have to have it on theirs as well.
yeah, and the
Oh my.
thing is
Okay.
it won't ask you like if you had it and your wife or your son or somebody tried to buy something, it's not going to ask you first. So it's literally like it is kind of the way they did it is kind of weird because I would want it to ping me first, and the only time it requests the owner of the family plan, the only time it requests permission from them is if it's an in-app purchase. And I assume that the only reason that it requests then is because most of the time in-app purchases are non-refundable.
Can
So
your
Exactly, that makes sense.
yeah,
can your primary payment method be a Play Store balance, and you
no,
can just
No.
okay.
So what? But if you want to get tricky with it, there's Google Wallet Card, which is reloadable, and you can do that. So if you are the kind of person who sees this as an opportunity to spend less money on your Google Play Music subscription, what you can do is you can take a prepaid debit card or a Google Wallet card and load it every month with just enough money to pay the $14.99, and then you can get reimbursed from your family at your leisure.
You
So
can
there's no way to
resell.
split it up, though, obviously, because again, that encourages abuse. But you can set, it doesn't have to be your primary payment method on your Google account, the one that's associated with this family plan. It can be any old card that's on your account. So you could do this if you were wanting to get creative about how you sign up for the family plan, and that is way around it. But granted, this still probably prevents 95% of people from abusing it just because they're too lazy to do it.
yeah, I do like the fact that it lets me. I was always super like my son would be like, "Hey, Dad, can I get this?" And I'd be like, "Oh, damn it!" So I would end up buying him a Google Play gift card and putting that on there because I did not want to put my credit card or my debit card on his account. So I like this option because I didn't have to attach any of my stuff to his account, but he still has the option of, hey, Dad, can I buy this stupid ass Minecraft thing? And I'll be like, no. But if I did say yes, the option would be there. So I like that. I think this is cool. And like we said earlier, the fact that it's just the framework is there for something bigger, which is what I've hoped for shared movies because like again, when my youngest son, he watches movies on his tablet a lot. And when we go on trips and stuff like that, we have to download movies. Well, I don't want to put my account on his tablet because then he could get into my email. I mean, he's almost 4. I don't want him, even if I turn all the sync stuff off, all he has to do is tap the icon to open this stuff up. So I would love to be able to share my movies because I have a bunch of kids' movies in my account that I mostly got for free, like Wreck-It Ralph and Ice Age and junk like that, with the tablet he uses so he can download them. So I'm really hoping for shared movies, and I want to share books with my wife because she recently learned how to read. So that's going to be great for her. Oh my God, she's going to kill me with you.
So wait, so the way it works right now, like if somebody buys something with the family payment method, it's attached to their account, right? Like you don't, it's not, you don't have any access to it.
Nope, none. I mean, I didn't test that, but that's like it works exactly the same way as it does, with if it's I mean, it works exactly the same way it does as if they bought it with their own card, and that's what I think is going to change in the future. But I think that's only, my personal opinion. That's only going to happen for music, movies, and books. I don't even see that happening for magazine subscriptions, or maybe magazine subscriptions, or definitely not apps. That would be awesome as hell if you could connect it so everybody could share apps.
Well, doesn't Apple's Family Match or whatever, doesn't that cover apps and games and everything?
I don't know, does it? Because that would be awesome. I literally own like 5 copies of Minecraft for all the kids.
They should. I mean, I feel like that's something that isn't outside the realm of possibility. I mean, I know people who, like couples who share a Google account specifically so that they only have to buy like 1 copy of stuff.
Right, and that's if I would have known when I first got an Android phone that I would be as invested in this ecosystem as I am now, I would have made a separate account that was just for apps and stuff like that and shared it with my wife and my kids, and so like I said earlier, I bought Minecraft on every single one of the kids' accounts.
Yeah, so I'm looking at iCloud Family Sharing, and it covers apps, so it covers everything.
Well, if it does, then there's a chance that Google will.
Well, yeah, Google.
I would bet they probably want parity. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So does this cover YouTube Red as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody they already have that. Like my son is just eating that up. No ads on YouTube, as much YouTube garbage as he watches.
I was just thinking the other day, like I hadn't even really been processing the fact that I had YouTube Red, but then I just realized, like, hey, my experience using the YouTube app is much less shitty.
Yep,
right.
Since this happened.
This is YouTube Red single-handedly made me cancel my Spotify account.
Yeah,
my Spotify account.
Spotify, it's totally awesome, and like my 3-year-old watches YouTube like you wouldn't believe, like just a massive amount of YouTube. So he actually is really enjoying the ad-free experience now too, since my wife has it.
Yeah.
So
I think they got to do apps. I don't know if they can. I mean, developers will kind of whine, but
that's what I was afraid of more than anything.
I feel like it'll encourage people to buy more things because
I think so too. Well, that's going to be Google's sell, obviously.
I mean, the number of people who will actually be like, well, I guess I'll just buy 2 copies of this app is tiny. But if they know they'll be able to share it, I think.
That's a good point. I don't think that I think the only app that my wife and I both have is that we bought was SwiftKey back before it was free. I think that's literally it. Otherwise, because she
pays money for SwiftKey too. That almost makes me angry.
I'm so mad. I want my $1 back. Or whatever it was.
You'd spend that on like 1/3 of a Starbucks.
I thought it was like $4, wasn't it? Wasn't it $4?
You know what? However
it was
much
on sale a lot though. It was expensive, but it was on sale constantly.
I think I spent like $3 on it, and then like a month later it was like 10 cents because of the 10-cent promotion.
Well, you know what? I had a fancy dinner with SwiftKey at MWC, and I got every single penny of that money I spent back. And
I think you probably got mine back too.
Yeah, probably. I think I got everybody on Android Police's money back. It was some fancy food.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome, David.
Oh, and did you also was there? So they can have the permanent shame of knowing that they invited me to dinner with OnePlus.
That's fantastic. But did you by chance happen to ask them to also offer you every theme for free because you paid for the app?
I didn't ask for that.
You should have.
I bet they would have. It probably would have been a good opportunity.
Yeah, they probably would have, even though like 95% of those themes are terrible, and I just use the same one on every device I have.
I've actually, you know what? Deep dark confession. I've switched back to the Google keyboard.
I tried.
What?
I tried.
Wait. this is something you guys switched back to. I've just been using the Google keyboard forever. Were you guys actually using SwiftKey?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude! I'm a SwiftKey.
I got so
I
tired of
can't.
how fucking slow SwiftKey is.
Oh, dude,
I gave up on SwiftKey a long time ago. It always
Oh, man,
lags, and I hate the swipe input on SwiftKey. It's just bad.
turn it off.
No, but I like swipe input, and it's really good on the Google keyboard.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh, I don't use that.
But
I
with the
am
last
a
beta,
tapper.
or with the last major beta, SwiftKey got 10,000 times faster.
I don't believe you.
Yeah,
No, you go download it. You go download that shit, David.
I don't
run it.
believe you either,
Try
because
it.
10,000 times is a lot.
Yeah,
Okay,
really.
fine. Maybe more like 2.2 and
Alright.
3/4 times faster.
Maybe I'll try it. Because the Google keyboard's predictions are about 18% dumber than SwiftKey's. So that is definitely something I've noticed.
I will say that, yeah. I switched to the Google keyboard when I got my Nexus 5, and it just worked really well, but I've noticed the whole time that their prediction engine's not nearly as good.
Yeah, SwiftKey is actually talking to Cameron right now. They're giving him all the themes for free.
That was actually SwiftKey. They were like, "Hey, we just heard that you told Ruck he should ask for all the themes." So here, and they're not only giving me just the themes, but they're also sending me a $14 gift card to McDonald's so I can get dinner. I apparently it was somebody else's. They had a $25 gift card and they used.
Well, I mean, that's like 5 McRibs. That's pretty fancy.
I was gonna say,
Make a
can
little
you
bit-
actually eat $14 worth of food at McDonald's? I mean, I probably could if I was really
I couldn't even eat $3 worth of food without McDonald's. I can't stomach that shit.
All right, well, hey, we've got one more little bit of Google news. This is sad news. The Nexus 6 has been sunsetted on the Google Store. You can no longer buy it. It's not there.
Rested
Yeah.
pepperonis.
You
Big home.
shouldn't have been buying it from them anyway, though, because it was like $150 more expensive than the Amazon price. It's just sort of a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
I mean, could the Amazon's price like bounces around between like $350 and like $400, and it's a good deal. Still,
Pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, so let's move on to product reviews. Blu Life 1X 2015. Cam, you are.
He's gone.
Cam,
Cameron
That's his
thought we were
review,
gonna-
ladies and gentlemen.
He thought we were going to
Cameron
talk about the
left.
Nexus 6 for a long time.
I was like, oh god, these guys are gonna mourn the Nexus 6. Fuck this, I'm leaving. I'm just gonna go pee. But no, I actually wasn't. Yeah, so the Blu Life 1X, there was actually a phone from Blu before that was called the Life 1X, and this is the apparently new version of that. So that one came out in 2000 last year.
2000 last year.
2000 last year, January to be exact, of 2000 last year. And so this is the newer version of that, and it is really, really good. Until December 12th, I think, or the 13th maybe. No, it's midnight on the 12th. It is only $99, and for $99, it is mind-blowing. I mean, you're not going to find a better $99 phone, and I have absolutely zero issues saying that. It's got an octa-core, 1.3 gigahertz octa-core MediaTek processor. I know a lot of people hate MediaTek, but come on, it's budget. 2 gigs of RAM, a 1080p display. A 2900 milliamp hour battery. I think it's 29. And I mean, Android 5.1, and they say it's going to get Marshmallow by the end of Q1 2016.
Yeah, right.
We have heard that before. I'm a little skeptical. We'll see what happens.
I have a Blu Life 1 right over here.
They've never
that's still running
updated
KitKat.
those phones that are still on.
They're like, no, promise, we're gonna update it this summer. It's still not updated.
They have never done that. So we were going to write a piece about how bad they are about that, and then I waited like 2 months, and then I was like, oh, maybe they fixed it. No, I haven't fixed it.
No, now it's even more relevant.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But if I had to try to put
But
it
for
in
$99, I mean,
for $99, and it performs exceptionally well on Lollipop. It is very, very good for the money. I think it's just absolutely fantastic. I kind of liken it to the budget version of the Nexus 5X. I feel like that this is Blu's version of the Nexus 5X, whereas the new Pure XL would be their version of the 6P. a little more budget friendly. So I hope that if they're only going to choose to support, long term support. I did air quotes for the people who were listening and not watching when I said long term there. I hope they go for the Pure XL and the Life 1X for their long-term support, because it really is worth it. I mean, I really like this phone. I usually, when I don't have a review phone, I put my review SIM in my Nexus 5 and I carry it and I use it quite a bit. But I'm actually I'm gonna use this one from now on, because I really enjoy using it a lot, and I think it's absolutely worth it. So anyway, after the 12th, it goes up to $150, which I still think is a good deal. I still think it's worth $150, but if you're going to buy one, God, just do it now, because for $99, you're not going to find anything better.
Kim,
So,
I would just like to point out, you had the opportunity to have a article titled, "You spent $600 on a lollipop phone. I feel bad for you, son. I got $99 and a Blue Life 1."
Ah! Oh my God!
That's
Are you kidding me? That is
upsetting.
Yeah, exactly. I feel angry we didn't do that.
You know what? Here's the thing, Cam. I'm gonna need you to change the title, because just do it. Like, who cares? Just do it.
I'm gonna update this right now, and I'm just gonna put the alternate title at the bottom.
I guess.
I'm gonna do alternate title. I'm doing this as
Live editing.
yeah, I mean alternate title. Say that one more time.
What did I say? I said, "You spent $600 for a lollipop phone. I feel bad for you, son."
Hold on now. The lollipop phone. And I feel bad for you, son? Yeah. It's really hard to type quickly when the first letter of every word has to be capitalized.
Yeah, talk to Art about that.
I know. I got $99. Or I spent $99? Is it spent? Yes.
There you go. Even better.
And got a Blu Life 1. Oh my God. So yeah, that is now the alternate title. Let's see. You spent $600 for a lollipop. I spent $99. Got Blu Life. I love it.
Okay, so the title of this episode, can it be the blueprint minus the E in the middle?
Oh my goodness.
I think Blue will like that. Yeah.
You know what? The blueprint. That is. This day just keeps getting better. I mean, seriously.
All right, we have some voicemails and some emails. We got some to dig through. So I'm gonna start rolling on our voicemails immediately.
Yes, let's do it.
Hey, let me go ahead and get us started here. As soon as I download that, it's taking a minute.
Hello, gentlemen. This is Matt with his unending list of questions. I have been using the app Calendar Snooze for many, many years. Unfortunately, it has not been updated since 2012. What I like about it is that I can easily snooze multiple lengths of time. If I want to snooze for an hour, if I want to snooze for 5 minutes, if I want to snooze for 10 minutes. I have not found any calendars or any independent snoozing applications that have anywhere near the level of functionality and versatility of Calendar Snooze. Unfortunately, it's getting long in the tooth. It certainly is not very pretty or matching with the design styles of modern Android phones of the last 4 years. And I was wondering if you knew of any other applications, whether built into a calendar or independent, that would allow the snoozing versatility that this app provides. Your help is, as always, appreciated. Have a great day.
I got nothing.
Nah. Nah. I mean, no. I don't even, nah.
Oh man, I mean, does Today Calendar do that? I'm guessing Matt has probably tried Today Calendar at this point.
I don't know that. I was just looking at that, trying to figure out, and I do not know.
Yeah, because that is the official Android police calendar of choice. Obviously, Liam would obviously be here to tell us if Today Calendar supported such a thing.
But probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know that it supports snoozing. Hold on, let me do a search for AP Today Calendar snooze.
It's like,
It does have snooze times.
But is it set snooze times that when you select snooze, that's what it is every time?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So it has snooze times. There are snooze times in Today Calendar. So it may be worth looking into. I don't know if they're going to be nearly as powerful as what you're looking for. But then again, I am not a snooze power user, so I'm not sure what level of functionality you would require. But Today Calendar is a great app that I don't use, but everybody else seems to think it's very nice.
I just looked up the calendar snooze app that he said, was very outdated, and oh my goodness gracious, is it ever? Got some froyo screenshots.
Yeah, so maybe look into Today Calendar. It could potentially halfway get you there, depending on how much you rely on those snooze alarms. All right, so we're moving on to our next voicemail. This is, well, Google thinks it's Brad from Detroit, but I guess we'll see.
Hey guys, it's Brad from Detroit. I had a quick question for you. If the Note 5 is able to hear with S-Voice when the phone screen is off and it's not plugged in and charging, is there anything limiting it or restricting it from doing the same with Google Now? I thought in the past I was able to do this on some non-Nexus phones, but I'm just, for the life of me, can't figure it out on the Note 5, and I'm wondering if it's something Google hasn't turned on or something Samsung just isn't able to do. Thanks.
I feel like Samsung and Google have probably had heated words about this because I believe this was a reason. God, wasn't there a story about this?
There was a secret backroom meeting where they were gonna make it more standard Android-y or something.
I feel like the Galaxy S6 was supposed to launch with this, and then it did, but it didn't work right, and then they disabled it.
I think that was just the from any screen.
Okay, that was from any screen. But basically, it does sound like that, yes, S-Voice does cause a conflict with the OK Google hot word detection. But whether or not OK Google hot word detection for screen off works with the Exynos chipset to begin with, I'm not sure. I know it has the capability because obviously S-Voice works with it.
Yeah, I mean, it technically works. Like, I've never had good luck with that on Samsung's recent phones. It has never worked very well for me.
Yeah, so I would say that this is an issue of Samsung and Google probably being in a bit of a standoff over whether or not to implement this feature. Maybe Google just wants to keep it limited to Nexus devices. I'm not sure. Because did Motorola phones ever have it?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so this may be an issue of Google wanting to keep this to Nexus devices. Technologically, I doubt there is anything stopping this from happening on any phone. Because there are multiple Snapdragon 810 devices and none of them support it, aside from the Nexus 6P. So I'm guessing this is, at least in some significant part, Google's doing, and in some significant other part, the manufacturers perhaps maybe not wanting to play along with what Google wants here, or maybe Google just doesn't want to give them the feature. Hard to say. So we have another voicemail. Yes, we have 3 voicemails this week and then 3 emails. So let me get to our next voicemail here. This is from somebody who clearly Google does not understand who this is. All right.
Hello, AP. Stefan here, a.k.a. What the Bit on Twitter. I was curious if such a product exists. I am usually in an office all day, and I have one pair of headphones, and it's usually plugged either into my phone or my computer. I want to buy a pair of wireless headphones, Bluetooth headphones, that talk to my phone and to my computer, so some sort of built-in audio mixing. I'm not sure if such a product exists. I know this isn't an Android question per se, but you guys know quite a bit about gadgets. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
I think, isn't that like a limitation in Bluetooth? It can only handle one connection like that at a time when it's transmitting audio and stuff?
Yeah, it's simultaneous transmission of multiple audio sources in Bluetooth is not a thing.
And I hate that it's not. I mean, I absolutely hate it. That was when I was testing the G-Watch, I mean, not the G-Watch, the Urbane 2. Every time I would get in my car, I would literally have to disconnect my phone from my watch so I could connect to my car. because of that sort of limitation.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of the opposite. I wanted one phone connected to 2 audio devices, but at the same time, one audio device.
With the audio profiles, I think that's always been a limitation. I think you can save multiple remembered audio clients, but multiple connections simultaneously. Bluetooth's never been able to do that with an audio stream connection. It is very frustrating, and I believe it is a limitation of the technology as it currently exists. And I don't think Bluetooth's ever expressed a desire to fix that, which is why you do not have Bluetooth multi-room speaker systems.
Yep, that's precisely it.
At least that's potentially one reason. So that wraps up our voicemails, and now we move on to emails. Matt is muted.
Muted. I'm muted. I'm not anymore. All right, so our first email is from Lorend. Sorry, I'm probably butchering that. It says, "Hey AP, as you know, Europe is rather small, and within a few hours of travel, you can reach a few different countries. I'm still rocking the Nexus 4 now with a custom Marshmallow ROM, and I had my eyes on the Nexus 6P as a replacement, but I have a new job starting in a few weeks. The new job is in another country, and I'll be traveling back and forth for the next few months. I had an idea of getting a dual SIM phone. Is there one that you can recommend?"
The OnePlus 2 is dual SIM, isn't it?
We can't recommend that.
It is.
I'm going to say if you really need a dual SIM phone, that's probably the best one you could buy.
I mean, it depends. Like,
yeah.
if he just wants to buy like a nice phone to have a nice phone and would like it to also be dual SIM, I mean, there are dual SIM variants of Samsung's 2015 phones. There's
yeah, but they've got weird Asian band support and stuff. I mean, they'll support 3G. Obviously, but if you want any kind of LTE support or anything, I don't know.
There's the Zenfone 2.
That's true. No, but the Zenfone 2, the second SIM only supports 2G. Pretty sure.
God, that's
Well, if you just need it for calls, and then you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you just need it for calls, that could be an option for sure. So I'm guessing if it is Europe, probably just does care about GSM. So.
And Sony has dual SIM phones up the wazoo. They have a dual SIM version of the Z5.
Yeah, Sony's going to be your best bet because they make a dual SIM version of everything for the South Pacific region.
Yeah. And you can actually buy them in Europe, so there's that.
Well, I mean, you have to import it because it's not a European variant, and you'll probably pay to get that kind of luxury. I would say the OnePlus X is dual SIM too, isn't it? I think it is. Wade County says it is. I seem to recall that being a thing.
A bunch of Blue phones are dual SIM, including, I'm pretty sure, the Pure XL, which is pretty high end for the money.
I would say, if it's me, if you just want a good dual SIM phone that's probably going to be, good is subject to definition, and you don't care about customer support at all, the OnePlus 2 is probably a good bet. But dual SIM, I wouldn't say it's overrated so much as if you're just going between 3G networks, just buy a little case to put all your SIM cards in or something. Like that seems to me like the better solution. Dual SIM phones make sense in markets where you are actually on two services and constantly switching between them, or you have one for data, one for calls, or you have one that's like a good data cap and one that's like a low data cap at high speed or something like that.
Unless you literally need to have both SIMs active at the same time. You can get, like he said, he was interested in a 6P. Like you can get a 6P, and you don't even have to reboot it to swap SIMs. Like, if you just put a SIM card in, it'll detect it without a restart.
Yeah. So I would probably just focus on SIM management as opposed to buying a dual SIM phone because you're limiting yourself with the latter.
Yeah. All right, so next email is from Scott, and Scott is looking to get a new smartwatch. He had a 360 that he had to return due to, I guess it was cracked and some screen burn, so he's got to get a new smartwatch. Says he likes round design. The battery needs to last at least 24 hours. He uses it for gym, running, notification, and controlling Android apps. I like the wireless charging just due to the fact you said before that the pins on the others don't always connect, and sometimes it's ripped out the pins. I'm open to round or square, but I like round more. So I guess, Ryan, you're probably the most widely used Android Wear user. So
yeah. So it sounds like he basically just described the second gen Moto 360. If he liked the first one, I mean, the second gen is basically just a better version of it. It has wireless charging. It comes in 2 different sizes, so you can pick like the bigger one with better battery life or the smaller one that I think is more comfortable. If you are fine with the flat tire like that, it's a fine looking watch. The Huawei watch obviously doesn't have wireless charging. It gets slightly better battery life. It has a completely round screen. I don't think it looks as nice personally, but that is, an aesthetic judgment that you might disagree with me on. There's also the Fossil watch. Again, flat tire, has wireless charging. I am still working on the review for this, but I will tell you right now, it is kind of buggy compared to other Android Wear devices. So I don't know. I mean, I guess based on what he said, I would say maybe look at the Moto 360 first.
Yeah, I would say that. And the Huawei watch, the thing with it has the most annoying charger in the known universe.
Yeah, it is bad. It is. I even when I think I've got it connected all the way, like I'll just come back to it an hour or two later and think, oh, it didn't start charging, even though like I was pretty sure it was lined up.
Yeah, if I was going to spend money, and the other cool thing about the Moto 360 is you get so many more customization options. Like you can kind of make it yours to a much greater extent.
Yeah, the Moto Maker stuff is super cool, and Motorola's watch faces I still think are like absolutely the best. Huawei did that thing recently where they put out the customizable watch face you can make all on the watch itself, and that's cool. But like half of Motorola's watch faces actually do that. So
yeah, so I'm with Ryan on this. Probably if it were my money, I'd probably go with the Moto 360 even in spite of the flat tire, and I'd probably go with the smaller one too because it's better value.
Yeah, it is the most comfortable smartwatch I've worn, the small Moto 360. But I have little wrists, so I mean if you've got like bigger wrists, then maybe you want to get you could try the bigger version of it. It's just like the lug design of Motorola's watches is much more like a real watch, so the band sort of connects below the body of the watch, so it sort of sits on your wrist nicer, instead of with a Huawei watch where the lug sort of goes straight out from the body and then down.
That said, I still think the Huawei watch with the mesh steel band, it looks pretty cool.
It does, yeah. I mean, I still
like that.
I have the black one with the black metal band, and it does. I mean, it looks like a legit real watch. Like I've worn it around places, and people are like, "Hey, how come you're not wearing a smartwatch?" Because I'm that guy that's always wearing a smartwatch like a dork, and I'm like, "Oh, actually, I am."
Oh.
And then they lose interest in 5 seconds because nobody cares about smartwatches.
That's so true.
Hey, I just talked my boss into buying a Zen watch for. Well, actually having his wife buy a Zen watch for Christmas. So.
Wow.
It was mainly because he said, I've been thinking about getting a smartwatch, and I said, well, this one, you can get it for as little as $129, so there really wasn't a whole lot of selling involved.
Yeah, it's the the $500 smartwatch thing is not, I don't even understand. Like this version of the Huawei watch with like the black metal, I think it's like $450. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, and if you're thinking about buying, actually, wait until Christmas is over because I guarantee, like the ones that sell the worst are going to go on sale, and it's going to be a great deal. Like January 2nd or 3rd, I bet we're going to start seeing some good smartwatch deals. The Huawei watch had some pretty good sales during the holidays. Did Moto 360 V2 go on sale at all?
No, it didn't because apparently Lenovo does not like to put good things on sale. They had a sale on the original Moto 360. You could buy the original one.
Maybe post Christmas they'll do a little discount love on the 360 V2.
Maybe post Christmas they'll stop being dumbasses.
Yeah.
I mean, Lenovo never stop being dumbasses. That's like
the smaller Moto 360 starts $50 less than the Huawei watch, or at least default price. So I mean, it's okay price wise.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you want a deal, the Huawei watch has gone on sale a lot, and I think the steel mesh one got down to, let's see, it'd be normally $399, right? I think it got down to like $100 off, didn't it?
Yeah, some variants of it. Yeah,
it was like $299 for the steel mesh, which was a pretty good deal. So yeah, maybe look out for deals. If I was going to buy one, I would wait until after the holidays are over because there's definitely going to be some sales. So that'd be my biggest piece of consumer advice.
All right, so our last email is from Gary. He is interested in the BlackBerry Priv. He loves the idea. Was a little bit disappointed with the execution. So you had a couple questions. I'm guessing for you, David, because I think you're the one who's used it yet. First is can the SwiftKey data and personalizations I've accumulated over the last 2 years move to the BlackBerry keyboards? I've read that they share the same prediction engine. Second question is, can the BlackBerry Productivity tab be loaded with the Google services equivalents, such as Gmail, Contacts, and Calendar, or is it locked to their equivalents? And third, what are all of your predictions for BlackBerry staying in the smartphone hardware market?
So number one, no, you will never be able to transfer your stuff from SwiftKey to BlackBerry's keyboard unless they make some kind of tool available, which I sincerely doubt they ever will. So that's kind of bunk. And then using BlackBerry keyboard on the BlackBerry would obviously break the hardware keyboard because then the prediction engine won't load, and it's kind of a nightmare. So
You mean using SwiftKey on the BlackBerry?
Yeah, using SwiftKey on the BlackBerry. Using SwiftKey with the BlackBerry physical keyboard would cause the BlackBerry software keyboard to fail to load, so you wouldn't get the prediction engine and the gestures with the BlackBerry keyboard, the hardware keyboard that you'd want. Basically, yeah, you have to use BlackBerry software keyboard on the Priv, and no, there's no way to import your existing set of corrections and personalized dictionary into there that I am aware of. The productivity tab, I assume you mean Hub. Hub will work with your Gmail accounts, obviously. Your contacts, yeah, it should work with all of that as long as it's in your SMS and stuff. In the calendar, yeah, it'll work with calendar because it can work with your Google account. So it works with Google accounts. If you use tabbed inbox and Gmail, you lose all that. That's not going to work. You can't mark emails archived. You can't mark them done. If you're an inbox user, you can either delete them or just mark them as read, and those are pretty much your only options, which is kind of annoying if you're a Gmail user that you can't do the archive. That's gonna bug you. You can mark them to reply later or like bounce back to you like Boomerang does, which is kind of one of the appeals of Hub. The other problem with Hub is that obviously, as far as Google services, you don't get Hangouts in Hub. You don't get anything that is in no Google Plus, nothing like that. You just get the basic stuff. And then Facebook Messenger isn't in there, I don't think, and WhatsApp isn't in there. And if you are using a non-stock SMS app, that doesn't show up in there. You have to be using the Google Messenger app for it to show up in Hub. So if you're using a secondary SMS client, it probably won't work. You would have to try it out to really see how it works with your workflow. But if you're using labels and stuff in Gmail, yeah, no, it's not going to work. As far as going forward for BlackBerry, I think they're probably going to release a couple more Android phones. I think they're going to give it a go. There was a leak of one that's like a candy bar style one, right? I think a while back.
Yeah, something like that. It was, yeah, looked pretty okay.
As far as a phone goes, I think you're probably going to be okay on basic software support as long as you would own a BlackBerry Priv. Beyond that, I'm not sure how much ecosystem lock-in that comes with something like BlackBerry Priv. That is kind of the beauty of them moving to Android is, well, if BlackBerry goes, belly up and they're not making phones anymore, you just buy a new Android phone, and most of your stuff comes over pretty easily. You would lose your BlackBerry-specific stuff, like maybe Hub-specific stuff, or if you use BBM, for example. But even BBM would probably be fine because they have a BBM app, assuming they don't shut down the service. I don't think there is enough. There's nothing that makes me want to say like you absolutely should not buy a BlackBerry Priv. If you really want the keyboard, that's the only option, and I don't think anybody's going to make a better keyboard phone than BlackBerry is going to. BlackBerry might make a better keyboard phone than BlackBerry did if they decide to do this again. So other than that, I'm not sure what reservations I would have if you really want a keyboard phone. But if you...
Yeah, and what other options do you really have?
Exactly. If you just want a BlackBerry to have a BlackBerry, you're not going to get much extra out of the Priv.
You can buy a 3-year-old Droid 4.
Yeah. I think that if you want the keyboard, you should go for it. I don't think you'll regret it by any stretch of the imagination. The bugginess I experienced with the phone wasn't anything beyond you would expect for a brand new phone from almost any major manufacturer. The battery life was decent. Android 6.0, they seem to be really optimistic about getting it. We'll see what the reality is. If you really care about getting Android 6.0, maybe wait until they get some more concrete information there. But other than that, there's nothing truly terrible about it.
Other than you can't use it when you're in bed lying on your back, because if you drop it on your face, it'll
Oh
hurt really
man,
bad.
it is heavy, and it is like the center of gravity when you're trying to hold it with the keyboard extended. It is like no, it's not going to work. That is one thing that a lot of people have complained about with the torch style, the slide out vertical keyboard phones. The center of gravity gets kind of effed up, and if you drop, you're more likely to drop the phone because you have the fulcrum effect. The top of the phone is like pulling down against you. So that's something to consider, I guess. But that's kind of a different conversation.
All right, so that's going to do it for emails. We do have a couple of contests to mention that are going on the site right now. There's actually an HTC One A9 up for grabs from AT&T and Android Police, as well as a 32GB aluminum Nexus 6P up for grabs from Bolst and Android Police. So head on over to androidpolice.com/contest. Get yourself entered to win one or both. Well, entered to win one. You're probably not going to win both. I just don't want you thinking the odds are good for that. Anyway, so yeah, and if you got the little audio blurb from the podcast feed earlier, you know that we're looking for user suggestions for gift ideas, specifically as they pertain to accessories and miscellaneous gadgets to use with your Android device. If you have some phone recommendations, maybe a little bit outside of the box, aside from the usual 6P recommendations, send those in as well. And you can get those over to us at podcast@androidpolice.com, or you can call us and leave us a voicemail or a text message at 530-HELLO-AP. That is 530-435-5627. We're also available on Twitter at Android Police and on Google Plus and Facebook. Word.
Good meeting.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go watch the Bulls game.
All right, and I have
you weren't doing that the
I
whole
have
time.
I mean, I have been doing that the whole time, but now I'm gonna be able to actually listen to it as well.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
guys. I'm gonna go ahead and
All right,
see,
guys.
and then I'm out of here.
Later.
See ya.
Deuces.
Peace.